Well, hello everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's virtual venture cafe, and a special welcome to all of our first-time community members. My name is Hannah Itzkowitz. I'm the fall 2020 intern. This is my first week, so please apologies if anything goes wrong. Let's hope it all goes smoothly. Thanks for being here. So I'd like to introduce our presenter for today's session, Pardess Safizadeh. So Pardess is an experienced digital marketing strategist and the CEO and founder of Albaloo. Over the past 10 years, she has helped companies from early stage startups to enterprise companies launch their businesses and scale their marketing. When she realized her process could work across a multitude of companies, she founded Albaloo. Albaloo is your startup's extended digital team that helps early stage companies gain traction, accelerate customer acquisition, and scale their marketing. They specialize in creating multi-channel campaigns and experiences, website development and optimization, branding and design, social media marketing, and much more. Pardess has been volunteering here at Venture Cafe for 9 years and is a founding member of Tech Ladies. So without further ado, Pardess Safizadeh.
Thank you, and thanks for saying my name correctly. This actually, it makes me feel like I'm in trouble when people say my name right, because I usually only hear it from my parents and Shaheen, of course. Okay, and it's one of the organizers here looking at the people coming in. I still see some people trickling in. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, awesome. So I'm going to share my screen and not pay attention to the people coming in. And we're going to try to fit all this content until 5. Cool. So hey, everybody. How's everyone doing? Good? Feel free to put stuff in the chat as you want to, maybe.
Yeah, make sure you ask his name.
Okay, so can someone just mute everyone on this call?
Yes. Hannah, I believe you can do that from your end if you, there you go. Nice, thank you.
Woo, go team. All right, well, we already know about me, so we can skip that slide. So woohoo, let's get started. Okay, so what's the point of why are we here? The main point is that we want to create content that people want to share and engage with, and that is organic growth 101. It's been the same since the beginning of time. It's been the same since the first commercial was ever made, since the Mad Men era happened, since newspapers were a thing. We're still doing the same thing today, just in very different formats. So as we keep things going, just like keep that in mind. So today I have a lot of fun things for an agenda to talk about. I'm going to take you through the way that my company and I look at different customers and how we actually plan marketing, starting with the customer, defining like your startup type, and then we have a template that you could use to continue growing your company through SEO, social media, paid media, and whatever other media gets invented in the next lifetime. Sound good? Is there any questions about things? No? All right, I have the chat up, so please ask me questions. And then let's just do a fun thing. How many people are starting a company right now? Put 1 in the chat if you're starting a company. Put a 1 in the chat. Oh yeah, Keith, nice. Oop, Camilla, yep, Karen, Paul, alrighty, let's do it. Nice job. Kobo, awesome. So first step, well, look at all you guys. All right, so the first thing that you want to think about is your customer. So the main thing that you want to think about, and I call it like a persona. This is an example persona that I made for one of my clients, is you want to know like, who are they? What do they want to do? And like, what are the main pain points that you're solving for them? I have this little scrolling up thing. I can send you guys this template later too, but you just basically want to care about like, who are their goals? Why do they care? How are you helping them? And like, where do they spend a lot of their time? It's okay, Stephen. We still like you. Your daughter sounded very cute. So, organic growth strategies, once you know who your customer is. So, if you're a B2B, is anyone here starting a B2B customer startup? Put a 1 in the chat. Oh yeah, we got someone. Yeah, Keith, get it. Okay, so B2B is like kind of different than the B2C model. It's a lot more about blogging. It's about showing up to places and about like networking, quote unquote, where people care about. So the things that matter the most is LinkedIn, obviously, because LinkedIn is having this crazy organic reach right now. If you tag a few people, if you make a few hashtags, if you get a few people to like it right away for the post, then LinkedIn will actually send a notification out to everyone that you're connected with and say, this person's post is trending on this topic, like go check it out. And then everyone will go check it out. And because like that's become such a big thing, a lot of like those quote unquote growth hackers, and I'm not like, I don't think that's a thing, but apparently people call themselves that now, will like try to like figure out ways of getting people to like their post faster, so it goes out more, and then you get more people on your post. I sent a post out a couple of weeks ago about Startup Boston, that is next week, and I got 50,000 views on my posts because I got a few people to start commenting on it. I tagged like 8 people and they all commented and liked it. Don't tag people unless you really know them and trust them. Like you don't want to be a spammer, but that's a really good way of just getting a lot of people to interact with you and to start commenting with you, and they'll just like bring it right up to the top. Twitter is still a thing. Instagram works really well for B2B, especially from an advertising perspective that we'll talk about later. If you want to get more into like the video content, YouTube's a really good place to be. The reach on YouTube is also crazy, and because you can, for the paid media, we'll get to that later, is that if you know what people are searching for on Google and then you then find them on YouTube, you can get really cheap ads if you have really good video content. I think it was like 30 cents a click, which isn't ridiculous. And we haven't seen those clicks since, or those costs. Please mute yourself if you're with someone. Thank you.
This loud?
Can we mute the people?
Yeah, Tonya, if you could mute yourself, please.
You going this
Why
one?
is it asking my password, or do I need to restart? Like it asks for both. Huh?
You doing this one show different?
Okay, so, all right, I muted him.
Both shows?
Nope, wrong person.
It won't be that.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep talking. So YouTube, SlideShare, Media, Medium are also good places to be for B2B. For Medium, what you wanna do is just make sure that you email other Medium posts or like other Medium places, and you can actually be included into their network or their blog. And if you're in there, they call it the publication. If you're in their publication, then they'll send you out for everybody else, which is cool. Then on the B2C side, it depends on like what the age of your persona is. If you're trying to get that Gen Z crowd, Snapchat and TikTok are really good for that. TikTok just rolled out ads, and they're giving out free ads, like $300 worth of free ads to everyone who wants to try it. So might as well just get some free money while you're there. And then if you're going for like the elder millennials or the millennials, you want to be on the Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. So it really depends on like who your people are and where they are for B2C. YouTube's always great for that. A lot of how-to videos do really well there. If you're doing stuff on Snapchat and TikTok, then like YouTube is obviously the next step, that you can just upload everything there and just have a spot for it to go to. And then WhatsApp, I haven't really played around with it, but I've heard some really good things about people going into like the WhatsApp groups and also using WhatsApp for their ordering, or bots on like Facebook Messenger and Instagram. I put them all as one spot. It's a good spot to be for the B2B crowd. So plan your channels and think about what you want to do as you move on. And based on your channels, your content types, and your strategies are going to be very different from each other. Okay, so then we want to define our startup type. Woo -woo. So this is what Steve Blank decides. He made this really big, like basic quadrant that I like to think about everything from. If you're not familiar with Steve Blank, please go read him. He is one of the professors at Stanford who like really started talking more about like startups, and like he was like really into like how can we make startups work really well. And he's been a really big startup advocate for like a lot of the largest companies, including Google. So here are the quadrants of Steve Blank. Either have a new market and a new product, which is like the entrepreneurial dream, but also the scariest thing you might do. You either have a new market with an existing product, which is, I think, is the easiest thing to do. If you already know the product works, just take it to a new market, you know it's gonna work there. Awesome, good to go. You can do an existing market with a new product, which I think a lot of you guys are there. And then you can also do an existing market with an existing product, which is like maybe you have a better experience or something that's going out to you. That one's the easiest one to grow because the market and product are already there. You don't have to develop anything, but some people like me might think it's boring because it already exists there. Do you guys know which company or startup type you are? Type it in the chat, let's see it. I wanna see who I'm talking to. Choose your quadrant. Come on, Keith, you're usually the first one. Let's go. I knew he was gonna do it. Nice. Ryan, lower left. Good. Top right, Carmela, good. Marketing new product, nice. Ooh, existing market, new product. Yeah, Karen, get it. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, existing market, new product. Nice. Yeah, that's what I thought most people would be in. Existing market, yeah. Oh, okay, Julius, that's cool. Nice. Anyone else? What constitutes as new? New is something that wasn't invented before. New, Q3, nice. All right, top left, new. Awesome. There we go. Product and market, nice. Ooh, Steven, that's a scary one. Good luck. That's fun. I'm working with a few companies like that right now. Nice. This is great. You guys are awesome. Cool. So let's set our organic growth strategy based on our quadrants. All right, let's go. So new market, new product. This one's a bit rough because whatever words you use are never going to be searched and no one really understands what you're saying. Yes, even clean tech. Nice. Ooh, that's a fun one. I like that emoji. That's great. So basically, like what you have to do here is like call it like multiple Venn diagrams, is you want to find all the different tangential points that you have between what exists today. Because basically what you want to say is like, here's the room that we exist in, here's the universe that everyone knows about, and then here's how we are different in this specific way for what you know exists today. So if people are Googling or searching for or seeing on social media something that they understand, they're more likely to want to follow you and like follow the innovation all the way through. If you just talk gibberish, you may not get very far unless you're super famous. In that case, you can do whatever you want. Or if you have like millions of dollars in ad budgeting, then you can just like shove it down people's throats and just make it work. Most of us don't have that luxury, unfortunately. So the main thing you want to think about is like write down like all the tangential markets and products that exist for like what your users know in their world, and then figure out ways of like bringing your product into them. Like one of my clients, they're a database for data scientists, and they're calling themselves a universal data engine. And no one knows what a universal data engine means. They know data management, they know cloud management, they know like certain words. So what we're doing is like saying, okay, like here's the market, like, you know, let's do like weather data or some data type. And then here is how you can do cloud management with that data type. And here's how we make your world easier today. So you see the problem, you see the challenge, and then you present the solution of who you are. It's a bit tough, but you can do it. Just have to think about it a bit more. All right, new market, existing product. Oh yeah, Karen, what's up? Your product market exists and the product exists. What's different than the existing product? Do you want to tell me a little bit more? You can unmute yourself.
Okay, so so my product it's a consumer product that there's an existing market and everyone has one, but it's different. So I'm actually hands designing. So I went back to school for digital textile design.
Ugh.
So at first I thought I wanted to manufacture medical scrubs because there hasn't been any innovation in medical scrubs industry for a long time. Like healthcare professionals were wearing like Care Bears and rainbows on their tops, you know, nothing fun or, you know,
so you like screen printing?
Yeah, so I decided maybe that might be a little too much for me. So I'm going into the pajama, like sleepwear, line, but it's sustainable. It's going to be sustainable, meaning it's a little bit more on the high end, even though I want to keep it at a certain price point. But the designs are designs that come from me. As you can see, I come from an artistic family, and the art behind me was, my father was an artist. And so I have like a little creative flair. So I'm bringing more creativity to a sleepwear line versus, you know, just basic solid or just, you know, stuff like TJ Maxx kind of thing. It's a little bit more elegant.
So is the innovation in the design or is it in the product itself?
It's in the design. Yeah.
So it's an existing market, existing product, and that's actually like most of the new stuff that's coming out today in that realm is like a better design. And so I'll put you in the bottom right.
Is that bad?
Which is good. No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. It's actually the easiest way to do your organic strategy, as I'll show you, because you can just like piggyback off of what everyone else is doing and just exploit their weaknesses. And then you have a little bit more of a flair. So we'll talk about that later on.
Okay, all right.
That's good.
Thanks.
Yeah, good work. Yeah. Okay, so new market, existing product. This is if you're bringing a market to a geographic product or an innovation that you discovered in medtech is now being applied to clean tech somehow. I'm just making up words that may not have made sense, but hopefully you understand what I mean. So basically for that one, you want to explore the competitive keywords and social media accounts from the old markets product and like find a low-hanging fruit of like where they did well and where they didn't do well, and then apply it to your new thing. So you're like, instead of saying like product A helps me with this, you can say product A helps me with B for these types of people. And then those types of people are more likely to want to look at your content and search for you. And you're just like, you're doing it more based on the persona or the audience that you're making. Then for existing market, new product, you want to find the tangential topics again from the existing markets to bring it into your new product. So, if the market already exists, you can already talk about, this is like where the thought leadership pieces kind of go, and you build that audience from the thought leadership, and then you give that product to them. Someone who's doing well in these types of product markets are like people who have years of experience in some industry, and now they have an innovation based on their experiences, and then they're going to use their own credibility to sell it. Is like a pretty good way of doing that. And I see a lot of those people doing well in those places. And then existing market, existing product, as Karen is. Yeah, everyone, feel free to send questions in the chat, just like Karen. And that one is pretty good because you can just look and see what are the current competitors doing, where are they not ranking well, where are they not talking about on social media, and then you can just exploit their differences from what's there today. So that's actually like one of the easier ones to do marketing and growth for, because the audience is already there. You can just follow everyone who follows your competitors and then talk to them and steal them one by one. And same thing from a blogging perspective. Questions here?
No, but I like the way you think, Pardess.
Oh yeah, I get really into marketing, guys. Okay, so here we go. All right, so here's the organic growth process for what we want. First, we do research and strategy based on the personas and the market types and what type of company you are. You want to find your best keywords, accounts, hashtags to focus on for organic and social. Then we want to write some content, because content's always king, and content's the skeleton of what you want. So I've seen some companies do well when they're like, all right, I just want to like sell on Instagram, and I'm just going to pick Instagram as my channel, and I don't need a blog. Like, okay, that's fine. You can do that and just become like an Instagram seller. But if Instagram goes down one day, then you no longer have a business and you have to like start from scratch from everywhere. So I always try to tell people to like future-proof yourself, especially in today's world. Where a new like TikTok might come up in 2 years, and everyone might just move there and be like, see you later. And then your entire audience that you grew in one channel may not follow you all the way there. So just kind of like hedge your bets of what's happening. Obviously, Google search will always be there. We might switch between like written content to voice. So you might want to make sure that you start putting like voice stuff on your blog so people can also access and get your blog read to you. You can get plugins like that from like WordPress and a lot of the other platforms out there. So like you always just want to look at the trends for like what you're doing, and you want to like figure out where your content should live. And hopefully you own it yourself and you don't put it on an actual platform, just in case. Then we do the sharing. Yay. So you want to share content through social channels and email to build your audience. If you're using the proper hashtags and the right keywords that people are searching for the most, then you're more likely to get people to want to share for you. And remember, if you rank the best engagement for people to like, then they're going to want to share it with their friends and family, and hopefully use your own friends and family to kind of like carry you through. And if you keep going, and the biggest thing in SaaS is like just survive. If you keep surviving and people keep seeing you, then eventually you'll win. Just keep that in mind. And then once we see what works well for sharing, like you might see like, oh, this one post got 100 likes, all my other posts gotten 10. Like, let's boost that and let's get it going more. So you can like pay like $5 to $10 on Instagram to boost it to another couple thousand people if that's doing well. And because all these algorithms want to show the best content, even on the advertising platforms, and they'll like bump you up all the way to the top. So that's another really good way of just doing like really quick and down dirty, cheap ways of just getting in front of a ton of people is my favorite thing to do. Questions here? No? Alrighty. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the tactics. Woo woo. Talk about search engine optimization. So how many of you guys are thinking about SEO right now? Put a one in your chat if you're SEO peeps. Yeah, Carmela, get it. That's it. No one else? Nope. Kyle never stops. Okay. Yes. All right. This is awesome. I love it. Yay. Oh, Robin's here. What's up, Robin? I love it. Oh, Karen, it's okay. You're just starting out. You're fine. Hey. Mike says so. Awesome. I love seeing everyone's responses. Feel free to make me laugh. I love it. Okay. So how does Google view content? This is what we want for factors for search engine results page, or SERP. And this is what they care about. So they care about your on-page SEO, and they want you to have the proper tags. Like you have one title link tag per page, you have one H1 tag, you have multiple H2 tags. your content length is becoming bigger and bigger in Google because a lot of people were just like cheating and doing a paragraph and getting linked out there. So now you want to use like at least like a page on a Google Doc, or like 500 to 800 words. I'll show you later in a minute how to actually measure how long your content should be. And then you want your pages to interlink together. So if someone's reading something on topic A, you want to also be able to link to topic B. And you want them, this is what like a lot of my clients on my last job were saying, you want to like Netflixize your site, so they want to binge your content more and more. So people just want to keep looking at your products, or keep looking at your blogs, or keep reading your ebooks and just like binge you forever. And then we want to talk about off-page SEO. So once you have good content out there, you want to be able to put your links on different websites and have them point back to your site. The way that Google was founded was from a university. It was from Stanford. And so they made backlinks the biggest thing because in academia, citations are the biggest thing. The more citations you have of an academic paper, the more prestigious you are. And that's basically what they used, and they applied it to Google search. So the number one thing is like number of backlinks of different places. The websites that are the biggest, if you get the hugest, biggest websites linking to you, then they'll pass what they call link juice to your site. And then you'll also grow in your authority with them. And then you also want to look at the number of linking domains, because if you have like 1,000 links from one website and then only 2 from 2 other websites, then Google's going to be like, oh, you're just like friends with this one company and no one else cares about you. So you want to keep like a ratio of like 2 to 1 for like linking domains and number of links coming in, where you have more, you have a bigger plethora of domains that are diversified versus just like 1 or 2 domains with thousands of links. People used to cheat a lot, and so Google started like keeping track of all of that. And then the anchor text is important too. So you want to have like a diversity in anchor text, and the anchor text is basically the words that are linked. So sometimes you want to say click here, sometimes you want it to be your company name, sometimes you want to talk about the topic that you're important or you're just spreading the word about. Like if Karen's doing pajamas, she wants to do like design pajama pants, or like screen printed pajama pants, or comfortable pajama pants, or elegant pajama pants. Yeah, so no, right now I just mean like any type of website. We're talking about search engine optimization, not social media. We'll get to social media in just a second. These are just like other people's websites. So there was like a little bit of here and there for like whether or not Facebook does count for SEO or not. This is a good question, Julia. So like Twitter definitely does count for SEO because they will index all of their pages. And I think Instagram also helps you out too a little bit. Facebook, it depends on the person's page, but it's still a really good place to drive traffic, because there's all these Facebook groups out there now that have like thousands of people in them, and you can just like network in and put your link there, and you can just drive traffic from there. So it's a good place for driving traffic. It may not be as good for SEO, but Twitter definitely is. No, there's not an advantage for using Google Sites over everything else. They tried to do it for Google+, but they just couldn't make it happen. And so they just kind of gave up. And they kind of went into like the teacher side of things and just use that as a product. So it doesn't matter what website you use. You can use like any domain. I know, it was the unloved child. Google just can't do social, man. They tried so hard. Reddit's amazing. Yeah, Reddit's really good for SEO and like really good. Some of the sub communities will have rules about posting links because of that. So you just want to be careful about which ones you do. But I'm on like the digital marketing Reddit all the time. And like, I just love talking to people all day, and I have fun. And then people based on that, they'll research me and they'll reach out to me, and I make a lot of friends. It's basically like networking digitally, which is great in times of COVID. Yeah, cool. This is really great. But yeah, Google Plus, like, yeah, if I had a mean girl meme, I would say they can't make fetch happen with social and Google. All right, so here are the tools that I like to use for search engine optimization. You can grab, that's great, thanks to COVID, I know, right? The words we didn't think we would say. I'm just trying to be positive, okay? I'm sorry if I seem not as sensitive to where we are today. My bad. I just try to live my life happily. Okay, so all of these you can grab free trials for, which are really great. SpyFu is really good if all your competitors are using AdWords. And it is exactly what its word entails, is that it spies on Google's ads for like all your competitors and actually pull up all the search terms that they're driving the most traffic for. And you can see, is it worth you even like trying to compete with these companies on ads? So a lot of times if like, you know, you're competing against a huge company, like let's say Karen's going to compete against Target's pajama line, and every time she tries to make an ad, like Target will outbid her, she can be like, okay, whatever. Oh yeah, Nick, I can share my slides. I'm going to just like kill you guys on SEO instead of ads, and no matter what you do, I'm going to be on that top page of Google. So take that, target. So like that's kind of like where you want to use that for. SEMrush is really good if a lot of your competitors have really good social like SEO presences, and you already have some SEO presence as well. And what it can basically do is take your SEO and like all the keywords that you're ranking for and your competitors, and show which keywords you outrank your competitors for, and which keywords your competitors are outranking you for, and which ones are kind of weak, so they can actually go after, and you can prioritize which ones are they're weakest at, that have the largest amount of search traffic, and you can start writing content for that. Ubersuggest is a really good free tool from Neil Patel, and he has a really good blog as well. He's like one of the masters of SEO, and he got really famous because he fixed TechCrunch's SEO and got them to get like 30% more traffic in like 1 year by just like optimizing their web pages for traffic. And so they have a tool that they use. It's called Ubersuggest, and you can basically type in a keyword. This is really good for all of you guys doing like new products and new markets, and you're like, let me find all the tangential keywords. You'll type in the keyword, and it'll tell you all the related keywords that Google brings up. Back in the day, before Ubersuggest was there, we just had to Google all the time, which is like kind of annoying. But yeah, Kyle knows, he's thinking about it. And then I like when you guys have your videos on, I can see your reactions. And then based on that, you can just like make your keyword list pretty quickly from that. And then you can start building and writing content. And it also shows you the top ranking content for each thing in one easy spot. So you don't have to like keep going after and seeing like, oh, like let me find this blog, and like, what's this blog shared on Facebook? I don't know. It'll tell you that. Jacobo, oh, okay, bye. No worries, we can talk later. Yay, you too. Jacobo also taught me how to fight, which is good. I'm also an amateur boxer, and he is a pro fighter. He's awesome. Okay, so when we do our web page organization, you just want to do like now what Google likes is like the pillar page and cluster page strategy, where you want to make one main page that talks about every single point of that topic, and it has like jumping off links to like sub pages. The way that I like to have my companies do it, since startups don't have time to write long pages of content, is we write all the blog pages first, and we see which blogs do the best, and then based on that, we'll write one main cluster, like one main pillar page, and then link everything through. Now I'm going to show you a bunch of examples really quickly, because we're at 4:30, and I just want to make sure we have time. But this is like basically the reports I give my clients that I can send out later too. So we organize our keywords into topics. I try to pick like between 2 and 3 to focus on first, and then once you get those really well, then you can move on to more of them. The more you try to do, the worse it is, and as a startup, you barely have time for anything. So just pick 2. This is for like a real estate agency that I'm working with. So we did Boston rentals, and then the ones that they care most about is rental search and rental showing. And then what I do is I grab all the keywords on this side that have to do with rentals based on the Ubersuggest words and like what their competitors were doing. And then we think of like each of these topics, like kind of like an outline. Like I want to talk about rentals, addendum, a lease, and a guarantor. And then I'm going to think about the blogs that we should write for each one. And so based on that, we get the okay, we start writing the blogs. Once all the blogs are written, or you do like one blog of each, then you can make the pillar page after that. And then you're good to go. Okay, so Kyle says, so it would be fair to say you would recommend a web design based around SEO versus a traditional aesthetic or informational approach. Oh yeah. Yeah, your websites are no longer brochures. Like anyone that uses a website as a brochure is like so 2010 is what I would say. Like now your websites would better be working on getting you to convert, and they better be your best salesperson, and you finding the information is like of utmost importance more than design. You can still have nice design, but you just want to make sure the information is easily findable, searchable. Yeah, so 2010. Let's move on. It's 2020. Woo. Okay, so now we're going to move on to social media. You have any other SEO questions before we move on? Nope. Speak now, forever hold your peace. I know 2020 has negative connotations. It's so sad. I just think about Justin Timberlake's last album and it makes me feel better. Okay, so yeah, Shopify, Tanya, talk to me. You can unmute and just tell me too. You don't have to type everything.
That is faster.
I'm like, wait, just a pause. She's probably typing.
Like, so on Shopify, for each of your products, you can add keywords or tags.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was me doing SEO for my website.
Yeah, so like that is good. So okay, so there's a few things about like products that you want to be careful about with tagging. So if you have the same products and have like if you have more than one tag that has the same exact products, and this happens also on B2B blog sites too, you want to be careful that you don't get hit for duplicate content, because if you have like your main blog and then every single product has the same tag, and then it has like a tag page that's automatically created that like shoops in all of the different products under that tag, then you might get hit with duplicate content because your tag page is the exact same as your product page or your blog page. So just be like super careful about that. Easy all natural. Kyle's funny. I like Kyle, and you're gonna be my friend later. It's fun. And so like just be careful about that. So like the main things about your products that you want to make sure from an SEO perspective is like is the category pages like different. Like they all have different products, and then you can like SEO optimize those category pages for the products and those tags. So I would just go through every tag and just make sure they all have different products so you don't get hit there. And that's like a good start for SEO. The good thing about B2C is that it forces you to put a lot of SEO keywords and stuff in there. Yes, Kyle, yes. Yeah, so Kyle's saying if you tag every single product all natural, it'll dilute your impact rather than tag the flagship product. Yes.
That is good to know, because if I sell a lot of things that have camo or ruffle,
Yes.
I put them all tags ruffle and camo, so I should take that off. Okay.
Yeah, so you want to like look at all your products and just make sure that every category page is different. So you know, as long as all your ruffle page like products are all different than all of your camo products, like that's cool. But if everything is a camo and a ruffle, and then you have your product page, then you'll have like triple the duplicate content of like 3 different pages, the same thing.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, as Kyle says, it is counterintuitive sometimes. Then I just have Kyle like unmute himself. He can just like give color commentary. Feel
I haven't
free.
quite earned that privilege yet. I'm gonna keep just rolling through with text.
Oh, but you're British. That makes it so much better.
I'm not British. I'm South African. But
Oh my God, I'm so
I'll take
sorry.
it.
You're South African. You have a
Hey,
sweet.
it's closer than calling me Australian. Anyway, I don't want to derail
Yeah.
too much. You've got a lot of content to go through.
No, I'll tell you to shut up too. Don't worry. Okay, so let's talk about social media. My favorite tools for social media is Hashtagify. Oh yeah, Tanya, you can feel free to mute yourself again. That's fine too, as much as I love your laughter. Hashtagify is great because you can type in all of your SEO keywords that you want to focus on. It'll tell you whether or not that hashtag is important or not on Twitter or Instagram. And then you automatically know, like, all right, like here's my top hashtags, here's my top SEO. So when I write my blog posts, I'm going to like use these hashtags and get in front of everybody and be happy. My other favorite thing to use is Brand24. It's a bit more pricier than what you might want to do, but it really gives me really cool context of like what all my like top hashtags are, what's the related hashtags, who are the top followers tweeting everything. Again, they do have a free trial, so if you want to be like a super bootstrap start person and just grab the free trial, grab all the information, PDF it, and get out, like I totally think you should do that. Once you have all the hashtags and followers you want to use, I like using Twitonomy. It's like the weirdest product in the entire world. It's like really janky. It's only $20 a month. Or you can just use $20 once, and you can basically just type in the hashtag and it'll give you everyone who's ever tweeted on that hashtag before. You can download that information into your own Twitter list. Or if you want to look at people who are following a certain person, you can type in that Twitter follow user and it'll give you all their followers. And then you automatically know everyone, and then you can find the same people on Instagram or on Pinterest or wherever you are, because most people just use the same username across all these different sites or on TikTok. And that's how you can like grow your following like super quickly by just like finding people. BuzzSumo I also like to use, which we'll talk about in a second, because it just gives you a lot of like really cool stats really quickly about any type of topic or hashtag that's out there. And then you can know exactly what your audience likes, what's the best time to share, and what's the best like things to do. So basically just gives you like a roadmap of what to do. And BuzzSumo is free up to a certain amount of searches, which is even awesomer. So now I'm going to go really quickly and show you some examples of client stuff I've done. You ready? All right. So, oh yeah, this is actually from Sprout Social too. I don't recommend this one for you guys. So it's like $500 a month. But again, if you want to be super crazy and go in and see what's going on and then like get out, you can also do that. But what I do like about them is that they have a really cool like keyword volume by day. So you can kind of like look at it by month or by quarter and see exactly like which hashtags or keywords are being shared the most across the internet. And then it also will give you their like total like breakdown based on voice of share. So you can say like, okay, like apartments in Southie, everyone loves apartments in Southie. That's like the biggest thing. Or you can be like, oh, like if I'm a data scientist, oh, this is on Sprout Social, Mike. We're gonna type it. I'm really bad at typing. There we go, I did it. It's really good for that, but it's kind of pricey, so I wouldn't say use it forever. You're welcome. Cool. And then this is from Brand24 that I was telling you about. You can just type in a hashtag or like a group of hashtags and like, here's all the people that are tweeting the most about it. And you can also find them on Instagram. And then you can also see the top tweets and be like, all right, this is what I'm up against. This is really great for my client. He's like, these are so ugly. I'm like, yes, we can make prettier images and win on Twitter. Yay. Super fun. And then this is from BuzzSumo. So you can actually look and say like, what's my average content engagement type? And it actually gives you like the type of articles that people like the most out of the keywords that you're looking for. So for this one, for like apartments, like lists work the best. So basically we just make them a separate BuzzFeed, which is like top places to live in South End, 5 things you never knew about A, B, and C. Like that's gonna work really well. Other people like how-tos. And so it might be like how to do A, how to do B, how to do C. That's like a really easy social media post to work on. One of my clients calls me the Huffington Post of startups because you just basically you do want to make your startup into the Huffington Post because that shit does well. And like, it's really annoying that it does so well. And it like really doesn't require as much effort. I have like one engineering company that keeps trying to like write technical blogs, and our Huffington Post version of their blogs always does better than the technical ones. And they get sad, but it brings traffic. So like some of them brings traffic, some of them grows credibility. Everyone needs both. It's great. And then my other favorite thing is that it also breaks down the top domains of what you're competing against. So you can actually see the Boston Globe loves to talk about apartments the most. Well, that's cool. And then we have like WCVB, which is I think it's CBS. You have Boston Pads, Boston Magazine. So you kind of know like who to go after. And like that's also another really good list to give to your public relations agency or as for yourself and be like, all right, I'm going to contact this writer on the Boston Globe and they're going to write about me. And like I'm going to be included in that too. It's really fun to use. I'm going to move on. All right, and then you see the trending hashtags for what's here is also awesome. You can actually see the amount of mentions, and you can do it for like the past 3 months, past month, past 2 weeks. You can kind of like see how that goes. All right, paid media. This is our last section. We have 20 minutes left. We're doing good. Any other questions about social media? No? All righty. Okay, so paid media tactics. Number 1, boosted posts. This is what I told you about earlier. Is that if your post is doing well organically, you can just pay $5, boost that, it goes up, you're good, you're done. Number 2 is based on interest. So you can have to like kind of play around with this. I don't really like say that you should do interests until you have enough money to like burn at least like $3,000 for 1 month. Because you want to like test the interests against each other and just see like which is the best group of interests for you to work. And I always will say, I'm going to always quote the Heisenberg's principle and like Schrodinger's cat, because you don't know if your advertising works until you try it. Like you don't know if the cat's in the box until you check if the cat's in the box. So you just have to, I know Kyle like that one, I knew he would. You basically just want to keep testing things. So you want to like have a pretty good like media budget to play with, and then you'll see your answer at the end of it based on your conversions. Make sure that you track your conversions all the way through before you launch your advertising, so you actually know what works better and what doesn't work well. If you don't do that, then all the algorithms won't know what to do, so they'll optimize for clicks over conversions. So you might get a ton of traffic that doesn't convert, and that will make you sad, and then you'll make your wallet sad too. I had one friend burn $150,000 in 3 months on Facebook, and because they didn't do conversion tracking, they just got shit traffic, and then they went out of business. It was sad. So yeah, and then the number 3 is the custom audience and conversions. So once you do have those pixels on your site, you can make all what I call like micro conversions, and then you can make your own like drip campaign through advertising. That's if you have a little bit more money and you're a little bit more advanced. You have like multiple products that people could buy, or multiple ebooks that people could download, and you want to, like, you know, based on your analytics, that if people buy 2 products, they're more likely to buy the 3rd one. You can kind of like make them go down that happy path, and that happens like time after time, like over time. It takes you about 2 years to kind of get there, from start to finish. But once you know that, where are you suggesting B2C? Yeah, boost posting. I don't understand that question, Nick. Where are you suggesting emerging? Oh, Kyle, okay. Where are you suggesting B2C for boost? Do you mind rephrasing your question, Nick? Oh, where? Oh, what topic? What channels? Yeah, Instagram, Facebook for boosting. TikTok, I guess, like I'm not sure if you can boost there or not, or if you just have to like go after all your people. But because it's so cheap, I would say everyone should just try out a TikTok ad if you're a B2C and if it makes sense for you to do so. But yeah, Instagram boosting is my favorite place to boost. Facebook is kind of like crappier, but Instagram's my fave. Because like Facebook, if you want to like commit to Facebook, you have to commit to paying them for every single organic view, and so you can kind of like get stuck there. It like sometimes works. You can just like boost it to see what happens. But Instagram's like definitely my favorite place. If you have a limited budget, just do Instagram. If you have a little bit more of a budget, do Instagram and Facebook. If you want to do Twitter too, depending on your people and your ads, like that's also a good spot to go. This depends on like how nerdy your audience is. Ooh. Pinterest, I haven't tried Pinterest ads yet, but definitely try, like boost it and see what happens. We're about to start doing that for the real estate company. So check back with me in 3 months. I'll let you know. Or maybe 1 month. That'll be good. But I've heard really good things about Pinterest ads. So I think you should try. Yeah, if your competitor is using it, then go after them. Karen, kill them. Kill them. Well, then don't do that if you're spending a lot of money. But sometimes you don't know. You could spend like $10 and you seem like you're really big. My other favorite thing to do is Google has Gmail ads, or YouTube is a really good spot to do it because it makes you look really big and it's actually pretty cheap overall. Like YouTube is only like 30 cents a click. Gmail might be like 75 cents to $1 a click if you like target the people correctly. So they're just things to try. But again, if you want to like go into like having a paid media budget, you want to like commit to the budget overall. And then you want to be able to like spend it over at least a year because it just doesn't make sense unless you're just boosting or like doing like a TikTok or something that's like a small one. Because a lot of these advertising platforms that are larger, they'll start like knowing who's spending the most money with them and they'll actually like help them more because they want them to stay with them. Notice also for B2B, I did not say LinkedIn because LinkedIn's expensive AF. Don't use LinkedIn unless you have like a CRD round of funding. It's like $7 a click sometimes. It's ridiculous. Thoughtful, entertaining ads allow for asymmetric. Where? And a small budget can have a big impact. Yes, Kyle, you're awesome. That's awesome.
I'm going to use a couple of words rather. Believe it or not, one of our most successful advertising campaigns that is beloved by everyone in the nation in South Africa is run by a Portuguese chicken peri-peri company.
Oh, I love
Nando's.
those commercials.
Nando's manages
Nando's
to stay relevant and has managed to stay relevant by just absolutely paying complete attention to what is happening in the news, what is topical, what is interesting, and then somehow managing to spin that to make people laugh and be like, yeah, we like them. Many of the adverts don't even show their food at all. Huge number of them. And yet it has huge engagement and everyone loves the brand to such a degree that I think it was in 2012, there was a huge breakout fire in London and people were rioting and looting. And one single Nando's window was hit by a single brick. And instantaneously a social media presence emerged as people were like, we need to defend Nando's. Everybody get out into the streets and stop them from destroying Nando's because we love Nando's so much. Because at the end of the riots, where are we all going to go have a sneaky lunch? It's going to be Nando's. It had nothing to do, and yet the brand awareness was just so effective.
Damn, that's a great story, Kyle. Thank you. I love it. But yeah, Nando's is awesome. And their food's delicious. Now I'm drooling because I'm thinking about it. It's good. They're not in Boston, unfortunately, but you can buy their peri-peri sauce on Amazon and get it delivered to you. Oh, Andrew, what's up? You rock. All right, so let's do some best practices and wrap up, and then we can hang out and talk about Nando's more. But yeah, be entertaining. Another good one is Billie Jean. If you want to like look up his ads, he spends a lot of money on them, but they also do really well. And they're just ridiculous. It's crazy. All right, so then my wrap up is also give your brand a recognizable look when you're on Instagram if you have the money to afford it. Find someone at Upwork. This really doesn't take that much money to like find a good designer, Fiverr or Upwork that can like help you out and just create like an image library and look and feel for you. This is what we're doing for like our real estate client moving forward. You go to it today, it's not there because we just proposed it to them literally an hour ago and they said yes. Yay. But if you kind of like have a brand, because you want people to be able to look at your Instagram and be like, okay, I understand like who they are every time they see you. And then you can use color to like point information to certain things. This is what we did for these guys. They're a real estate agency in Boston. And then now once it looks pretty and good, then we can just like go and message all these other people and do some guerrilla marketing tactics. They're like, check out our Instagram. We think you would like it. And then people are like, ooh, it's pretty. And then they like it. And that works pretty well too. We can talk more about guerrilla marketing tactics later on another talk. Other best practices to use. Sorry, I have to move all you guys around. Keep your content fresh. Just like Kyle said with Nando's. Always stay relevant. It's great. And then only, like, I would say like doing social media and like blogging, all this stuff is like going to the gym. Like just start slowly and like get into the habit of doing it, because nothing sucks more than a company that went all in on social media for 1 month and then realized they had to raise a round of funding or something. And then they gave up again and then they never posted again. There's a lot of companies like that. It just sucks. So like I would say like start slowly, like maybe start with like one topic with one blog, and then based on that one blog, you write your one Instagram post, and then once you get used to that, then you add Pinterest and something else. Ask a lot of questions because people love responding to them, and like tag people on it. Sometimes I'll like put a blog post or like a LinkedIn post out there, and I'll text all my friends and be like, everyone like this post for me, and it'll just like boost me up. And also do that. Is it cheating? Yes. Does it work? Also yes. And then people can look at it and comment, especially if you have a lot of friends in your industry, you can definitely use them. Answer all your comments, because every time you answer a comment, it adds another comment and everything goes back up to the top. Especially on like Instagram and LinkedIn, the commenting is really crazy there. And same with Twitter too, because then it just starts like going out there and it says like this person commented on this thing or this person responded to their tweet. And then their whole audience will see it too. And then measure everything. Analytics are important. What's the optimal starting schedule for blogging? 1 blog per week with 2 tweets on each. So yeah, so my favorite like recipe, I would say, is like 1 blog a week, and you can make up like 5 tweets. I would do like 3 tweets a day for a couple days. And then I also can use like Feedly. I can do like a whole topic of like how to like social media like forever, because you basically just want to be like posting all the time. And you can get like Edgar. It's another topic that like automatically tweet for you. Yeah, 3 tweets about the same blog, because different people are there at different times. You can see like Boss Inno, they do like a really interesting thing with their Twitter. Yeah, 10:30 a.m. is great. I also love 10:30 p.m. because you get like another group of people out there, or like 11 p.m. sometimes. Those tweets do really well. But yeah, Boss Inno will like send the same exact tweet at a different time period, which is like kind of funny. And yeah, and then you'll see like those hashtags like hump day, or there's like work Wednesday, or you know, people like have their like woman crush Wednesday. If you have a woman co-founder, you can definitely use that. Or man crush Monday, if you have a man co-founder, you can also use that. Kyle like that one. But yeah, just like get kind of creative, like timing on the 3 tweets, like at least like, you know, you want to think about when people are not busy. So either like in the morning, like we said, 10:30, when they're eating lunch, like 12 to 1, when they're chilling and bored at work between 3 and 4, or like when they're like hanging out for fun between like 8 and 10. They're like good times to tweet, usually. And you can get different markets too, depending on where your people are. And also measure everything. Like I like using Buffer for free, or you can also use Hootsuite, and like it's a pretty good free tool that lets you schedule everything, and then also gives you like the analytics, like who actually like liked it or tweeted it, and like how many did you get. And then once you start seeing the patterns emerge over time, you know what's working better than others. How to find trending hashtags? Yeah, go to Hashtagify. Buffer, yes, that's exactly how Buffer is spelled. It's called Buffer app. It's a scheduling app. Use Hashtagify for trending hashtags. I'm typing it. There you go. And then Buffer app. If you Google that, you'll see it. Woo woo, it's 4:53. Find me on social and be my friend. Oh yeah, ooh, Kyle put something on. All right, I'm not gonna click on that because I don't.
It's a link to
like
Shark Monday. Don't worry, it's safe.
Okay.
But yeah.
This is my first time giving a talk at Venture Cafe, and I've been a volunteer for 9 years. I'm not going down because of you, Kyle.
Well, round of
It's a
applause
trap.
for you. This was a wonderful presentation. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks so much for that. That was
Well
great.
done.
Thanks for having me. All of you find me on LinkedIn if you didn't already, or on Instagram or something, because I want to be all of your friends.
I'm
You're all
gonna
great.
find you, Pardess.
Yes.
Track you down.
You mentioned something about putting some of your slides up. Where would you put them up?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll put them up on SlideShare and then share them on LinkedIn. Another reason why you should add me on LinkedIn and be my friend.
Are they
Someone knows how to
recorded
push.
too? Like, is this recorded or no?
Yes, this is being recorded at the moment, so it'll be available soon.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'm just gonna do a quick sign up. Pardess, thank you so much. Special thanks to her for sharing her knowledge and volunteering her time with us today. I'm sure this was a very engaging presentation. I hope you guys all learned a lot.
Yay, thanks everybody. Go socialize and SEOize. Grow your startups, succeed.
Good luck with everybody's startups.
Good luck. Yeah, you're all great. Bye.
Bye.